Hey guys, here I am again. Here we are with a graphing calculator. So I cannot write on this screen, at least I haven't figured out a way to yet, but I am going to enter some problems for you to show you what happens when you put in your numbers to get scientific notation or to take things out of scientific notation and put them into standard form. So first I'm going to put in a number, and this is 208. So if I put in 208 and you are told to put it into scientific notation, this calculator will not do that because it's too small. It's not a really, really big number. But if I put in a number like 0.0, and these problems are from your notes if you printed them out. So this is number 6. So if you put this in your calculator, you hit enter, it will give you this form, and it gives you scientific notation. The E stands for exponential, and it means times 10 to the negative 6. So that's how you would write it, interpret it from your calculator. That means 6.1 times 10 to the negative 6. So it puts it in scientific notation for you. Then when you want to put it into standard form, so if you plug in a number like number 8, which is 6.7 times 10, and to the, raised to the is that caret button, and some calculators will show it as a caret and some will have the exponent in its spot. And also this one is to the negative. Make sure you use the negative button and not the subtraction button because there is a difference. And so this is to the negative 2. So I'm putting this in there and I'm going to hit enter and it gives you the number. So sometimes this will work, but if I put in 5.88 times 10 to the negative 4, if I put this in my calculator, it's going to give me scientific notation because that number is too big lengthwise. It's actually a very small number, but since it takes up too much space, it's going to put it in scientific notation and leave it in scientific notation. So you're going to have to know how to fix them if your calculator doesn't do it for you anyway. All right, and then we have some problems with operations. So I'm going to do a couple of each type. So use your parentheses. If there are parentheses, use them. If there aren't parentheses, still use them the way we are going to use them between the operations. So the first one I'm going to do is number 18. And it says parentheses 1.8 times 10 to the negative 1. And then you have to arrow over to close the parentheses. Let me see if I can. Okay. And then plus parentheses 7.3 times 10 to the negative 3. Since they didn't match, we could not combine like terms. It's not one of the easier ones. It have different exponents on the tens. And then I'm going to close that. And then when I hit enter, it gives me an answer, but the number is not a really small number. It is a small number, but it's not a really small number, so it's not going to give me the scientific notation answer. So I'm going to have to fix it. And so when you would fix it, you would move the decimal between the 1 and the 8, and so that would be 10 to the negative 1 times 10 to the negative 1. So you can use the steps that we've been talking about with your calculator, but you're going to have to know how to do it. Another one, number 22 here is, and I'm using parentheses, 4.2 times 10 to the negative 4. and move it off to close my parentheses. And this one's a minus this time. 6.8 in parentheses times 10 to the negative 5. Now I'm just going to hit enter because, at the end it'll close the last parenthesis for you. Now this one does give you an answer in scientific notation. It's got the E, which means 3.52 times 10 to the negative 4. All right, I'm going to do a multiplication one and a division one just to make sure we've got it. So again, use the parentheses. So this is number 26, parentheses, 1.3 times 10 to the 9th. That's a pretty big number. And then close that. And this one is times, parentheses, 4.7. And the reason you use the parentheses, especially for the multiplication, you want to multiply these properly, but more importantly for division, you have to multiply with the scientific notation before you do the division. So, and this was times 10 to the negative 5. And let's see what they give us. Now see, this one did not come out in scientific notation, so you would have to fix it. This would be 6.1, and it looks like you're moving the decimal 4 places, so times 10 to the 4th. Last one, parentheses. We have 2, and you can put the 0.0 as optional, times 10 to the 6th, divided by, parentheses, 3.2 times 10 to the negative 7. See what happens? So delete that thing and just hit enter. Okay. And this one gave it to you in scientific notation. So 6.25 times 10 to the 12th. All right. So hopefully this helps you out, because I know some of you were wondering what the little e was for, and it means times 10 to the, and then the exponent is at the end. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions, and we are done.